Over the couple of years, I've noticed a pattern. Most candidates don't fail window function questions because they don't know the syntax. They fail because the query looks correct and the query gives the result and still answers the wrong business problem. Let's look at the common examples where a question almost everyone answers confidently and still gets wrong.
Question number 1. For each employee, show monthly ticket value and the previous month tickets. This sounds simple. That's intentional. Let's see our table. We have employee ID, employee name, activity date, department, hours work, ticket resolved, and status. This is the query most candidate write. It runs. It returns numbers and it is incorrect. This query does not calculate the previous month. It calculates a running total. This sum accumulate values from the first row to the current row. The logic is wrong even though the SQL is valid. The fix is not changing the function. The fix is changing the structure. First aggregate by month, then compare the months. Let's write a correct query. Let's write a CTE first with monthly tickets as select EMP ID, EMP name, date format, activity date, as month, sum of ticket result as tickets from EMP activity table, group by this three, EMP ID name and month. Now let's write up outer query. Select EMP ID, EMP name, month, tickets, lag, tickets over partition by EMP ID, order by month as previous tickets from monthly tickets. Let's run and see the result. Here we have a month, tickets and the previous tickets. Interviewers are not testing window functions. They are testing what one row represents, when aggregation happens, and whether your logic matches the question. This is not an SQL mistake, it's a thinking mistake. Window function don't fix incorrect logic. They make incorrect logic harder to detect. Let's see another window function that looks simple, runs fine, and still eliminates candidates. The question is which employees were active for more than 5 consecutive days. We'll use the same table. This is not a counting problem. It's a sequencing problem. Most candidate writing something like this. This query count active days. It does not check whether those days are consecutive. 6 active days spread across a month is not same as 6 days in a row. Here the SQL will run correctly, but the logic it provided is wrong. To solve this correctly, we need to detect uninterrupted sequences. That requires ordering, grouping sequences, and then counting within each group. Let's write a correct solution. Select EMP ID, EMP name, activity date, date sub, activity date, interval, row number, over, partition by EMP ID, order by activity date. Let's get day as group from EMP activity where status equal to active. This is our first query. Now we have EMP name, activity date, and group. Let's write a subquery to it. Select EMP ID, EMP name as T, group by emp id, emp name, group having count rows greater than 5. Let's run and see the correct result. So here, Arrow Petal and Emily Brown were active for more than 5 consecutive days. Interviewers are checking whether you understand the difference between volume and continuity. Window functions are required here because the problem is about orders, not totals. Most SQL interview mistakes are not syntax errors, they are definition errors. If you don't define the problem correctly here, window functions won't save you. Let's see third question. This is one of the most common window function traps. Candidates know how to rank, they just apply the rank at the wrong stage. The question is, for each department, return the employee with the highest total tickets. This is not a window function problem. It becomes one if you solve it incorrectly. We'll use the same table again. Here is the mistake I see most often. There are two problems here in this query. First, you cannot filter on a window function in the same select scope. Second, even conceptually, ranking must happen after aggregation, not during it. If you clearly observe here, the SQL looks advanced, the logic is broken. Let's write a correct query. The correct approach has two steps. First, aggregate tickets per employee. Second, rank those results and then filter. Let's write. We'll use again CTE with EMP totals as select EMP ID, EMP name, department, sum of tickets resolved as total tickets from EMP activity, group by EMP name and this department. Now let's write another query for rank, ranked as select all columns, rank over partition by department, order by total, tickets descending order as rank from EMP totals. Now let's write our final query. Select EMP ID, EMP name, department, total, tickets from rank where rank equal to 1. Now let's run and see the result. Now we have a rank department wise ranking, HR, IT, marketing, operations and so on, and the total tickets. Here interviewers are not testing ranking, they are testing whether you understand when ranking should be applied. Window functions are always operate on an already shaped result set. Ranking is not filtering, aggregation is not optional. If you apply window functions before data is ready, the query may run, but the answers won't survive review. This question looks identical to the previous one. The function choice is only the difference, and that difference determines whether the answer is correct. The question is, return the top 2 employees per department, including ties. Most candidates answer this incorrectly, even when the SQL runs. This is a query I see most candidates return. Very structured query. Even if we run this query, we'll get a result, but this is wrong. This is the mistake most candidates see. You see employee ID, employee name, department, total tickets, and we have here the same exact answer: HR, IT, marketing, operations, and support. This answer looks very convincing. If you see the here, we have 2 employees for each department. The problem is ties because it is not included ties. This row number function over here always produces unique numbers. That means ties are not considered here. When the question says including ties, this function is already wrong, even if the output looks reasonable. Let's write a correct query when the ties matter. Ranking must preserve equal values. That means we should use depth rank, not row number. Let's write our query. Let's add a CTE with EMP totals as select EMP ID, EMP name, department, sum of tickets resolved as total tickets from EMP activity, group by EMP ID, name and department, star comma. Let's use dense rank over partition by department, order by total tickets, descending order as rank from EMP totals. Let's put this whole into a subquery. Select EMP ID, EMP name, department, total tickets from bracket close consent subquery as t where rank where rank less than or equal to 2. Let's run the query. Now here we have the same result, but this result has including ties. Interviewers are not checking syntax, they are checking whether you understand ranking semantics, tie behavior, and the difference between position and rank. Row number answers who comes first, dense rank answers who belongs in the top group. If you choose a wrong one, the query is logically incorrect even if it runs. Let's see our last window function. This question fails candidates who think window functions are only about the function names. At senior levels, interviewers expect you to understand the window frame. The question is calculate a rolling 3-day sum of tickets per employee. This is the most common query that people will write. Here, range does not mean previous rows, it means rows with the same ordering value. If two records share the same data, or if its dates are not continuous, this window expands unpredictably. The SQL is valid. The result is not what the business asked for. The business asked for a row-based rolling window. That means the frame must be defined in terms of rows, not values. Let's write correct query. Select EMP ID, EMP activity, tickets resolved, sum of tickets resolved over partition by EMP ID, order by activity date, rows between two preceding and current row as rolling 3 days. As rolling 3 days from EMP activity. Let's run and see what we get here. Now we have EMP ID, activity date, tickets resolved, and rolling 3 days. Interviewers are testing whether you understand that window functions have three parts. One, partition, two, order, and three, frame. Missing the frame is not a syntax error, it's a logic error. Range answers which values are comparable. Rows answers which rows are included. If the business thinks in rows and you use range, the numbers will lie. Interviewers don't look for perfect SQL, they look for trustworthy thinking. If this video helped you think differently about SQL, subscribe. I'll keep sharing the real SQL interview questions and how to approach them in the right way. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.